Now, this bitterly cold weather isn't ideal for most of us, but it's a needed ingredient for one area business. NBC 26's Valerie Juarez brings us the story of one Wisconsin man who relies on these temperatures to make authentic ice wine.
Here is the vineyard of about 10 acres that was first planted in 2005.
It's a rare specialty. And it's not just any wine you can easily get your hands on. Steve Johnson, owner of Parallel 44 Vineyard and Winery, says Wisconsin is one of the few places across the globe where this authentic ice wine can be grown and produced.
Most of wine country isn't in a region where you get those temperatures, so this is really a product that's confined to Wisconsin, Ontario, sometimes British Columbia, and maybe 1 out of every 10 years in Germany.
And it's all thanks to these frostbitten grapes in the middle of winter.
It changes your perception of wine by actually standing in snow and drinking it.
These freezing temps, a blessing in disguise. As Johnson says, it's only considered ice wine if the grapes are harvested after they freeze on the vine.
You need to have 3 consecutive days where it doesn't get above 15 before you harvest them, and then you press them while they're frozen. So literally you press ice crystals out of each of the grape berries, and you're left with a little drop of maple syrup consistency coming out of each grape, and then you ferment it really slowly, and you get this wine that's richly textured, very sweet, very aromatic.
And while these cold temps help with the making of ice wine, Johnson says a big part of the success has to do with the vineyard's location.
Our soils are what we call glacial till soils, which are what was left after the glaciers receded 10,000 years ago and the Great Lakes were formed. So our soils are filled with stone, gravel, silt, clay, and that varied mixture of the soil and less fertility leads to a more expressive wine.
In Kewaunee, Valerie Juarez, NBC 26.